Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, The Hope Project. My name is Joshabet Isaacs, and welcome to our third lesson in our Coping with the Pandemic series. In the previous lessons of this series, we talked about how to communicate with our children about COVID-19, as well as some tips on how to cope with lockdowns and quarantines. In today's lesson, we will be talking about teaching children how to wear face masks as well as face shields. Now, wearing a face mask has become our new norm since the first MCO or lockdown here in Malaysia and globally as well. Most of us have now been advised to actually wear double facial masks for better protection. As parents, we want to ensure that we have to head outside with our children. We want to be assured that our children are safe. And one of the key preventative measures is face masks. Additionally, with the number of cases rising, having double protection is increasingly becoming an important practice. So this means possibly wearing both a face mask as well as a face shield as well. So let's talk more about teaching your child to tolerate wearing both of these through a structured program. This type of program is actually typically called a tolerance program, or some may use the term desensitization. This basically means building up your child's tolerance to a targeted ability or skill. When a child protests or refuses, it may just mean that they are not able to tolerate it yet. Therefore, we need to build their tolerance to the mask or to desensitize them to wearing the mask. Now, building tolerance to something can be very challenging for some children. Imagine for a moment if we as adults can put ourselves in our children's shoes. Think about something you really do not like or almost fear. Maybe for some it's insects. Maybe for some it is eating vegetables. It can possibly be the same for some children with autism. Now, before we get started, some tips. At EAP, it is our common practice to do only one tolerance-based program with any child at one time, usually. This is to ensure that the overall program is successful for a child, and if there are too many challenging programs, a child can actually become extremely unmotivated and start demonstrating more challenging behaviors. Some additional safety information is that it is not recommended for face shields to be worn as a substitute for face masks. They can be used as an additional safety measure on top of having the face mask on. Lastly, it is also important to take note that a plastic face shield or face mask are not to be put on newborns or infants. So when teaching a child to tolerate wearing a face mask, we will not be asking you to put a mask on your child straight away. Oh, please don't do that. Building tolerance to anything can take time. Remember our 3 key strategies of ABA: break skills down, reinforcement, and practice. We will definitely need to focus on breaking the skill down. Break down the skill of wearing a face mask or a face shield to small, achievable steps so your child will feel successful in the practices. Start with a short duration of wearing the face mask is also an example of breaking the skill down. And not forgetting, does your child have sufficient prerequisite skills? Now let's look at some prerequisites for starting any of these programs. Some of them usually include cooperation, imitation, the ability to follow first then instructions, and of course, the ability to wait. Let's also look at some materials you will need before teaching this routine. You will need a social story on wearing face masks or face shields, a first then board, a timer, a video model, and rewards. Reinforcement for when they hit the targeted outcome is a must if we want our children to stay motivated. Lastly, the more the practice your child has, the quicker they will be able to learn. A very important note though, it is ideal to do one of the above programs at a time. If your child is not yet able to wear a face mask, then proceed with this first before attempting to teach wearing a face shield. At the same time though, it is probably easier to tolerate a face shield than a face mask, but unfortunately it doesn't offer sufficient protection. Before we get started, let's see the breakdown when teaching these programs. The general guideline is that the approach to teach wearing either the mask or the face shield is the same. Here's how these programs can be broken down. First, we will need to gauge a child's tolerance level to the targeted item. You can do so by touching the mask or the shield to the child's face. Under this category, there are 2 steps. The first is to touch the face, mask, or shield to face, then take it away immediately. The second is to touch the face, mask, or shield to the child's face, and then try to put on the band for them before we start the timer. In the event your child refuses totally, starts protesting, or even runs away, you may actually need to break it down further by just having the mask on the same table as the child, or even touching their hand first, rather than as intrusive as the face. You could even wear the mask first to be a model for them to follow. Then comes the imitation step. This step will require the adult to model the skill first, before letting the child try it on their own. We can build the duration gradually, starting from as low as 5 seconds per trial, and then practicing it up to 3 to 4 trials. If 5 seconds is even too long, you may have to consider starting perhaps at 3 seconds. The whole idea is to just build a child's tolerance till they're able to wear the mask for long amounts of time. This is what the breakdown of duration can look like. Remember, if your child needs this skill to be broken down even further, you can always adapt it to your child's skills. During practices, they may need some help in putting the band around their ears. This won't matter much, as the goal of this program is to teach them to tolerate wearing a mask more than the skill of putting on the mask themselves. At a later time, we can target teaching them how to fix the band on their own. This is essentially breaking the skill down for your child. And hey, who knows, they might just learn to loop their mask around their ears on their own. This is just a general breakdown of steps used for the purpose of simplicity of this lesson. Some children may need it broken down even more. Some may not need it this broken down. Just individualize the steps to best suit your child's needs. So let's start. Here's how building tolerance to face mask or shield can be taught. First, read the social story. Then, show the video model. After that, show the first then board to your child. Give the instruction wear mask or wear shield, whichever you are targeting, and then begin the targeted practice. Remember to reward your child for a job well done. Let's see the full practice of step 1. Touching the mask or shield on a child's face and removing it immediately. This is after the social story and video model have been shown.
Alright, first you're gonna wear mask, then reward. First wear mask, then reward. Alright, wear mask. Good job! Wear mask. Nice one. One last time. Wear mask. Good job. Alright, you can choose one. Good, wearing mask. Alright, spinning top. I'll help. Okay, I'll help you, okay? Okay, let's spin.
This is how the first step is typically done. Basically, this first step serves as an introduction of the face shield or mask to your child. Now let's see the full practice of step 2 with imitation. This is after the social story and the video model have been shown.
Alright, everyone. First, wear mask, then we can have reward. Okay? First, wear mask, then reward. Alright, let's wear mask. Alright, good wearing mask. Good job. Good wearing. Well done. Alright, good job for wearing mask. Okay, let's try one more time. Let's wear mask. Good wearing mask. Good job. Keep going. Well done. Alright, let's take off. Good wearing mask. You did really well. So let's choose a reward. Trust.
And then, here is how practices with the face shield should look like. This practice is done after the social story and video have been shown to the child.
Alright, first, Ewan, you're gonna wear shield, then we can have reward. Okay, first wear shield, then reward. Okay, wear shoe. Alright. Okay. Good, wearing shoe. Nice. Alright. Okay, let's do one more time. Okay, wear shoe. Good. You're doing really well. Well done. Good job for wearing shoe. You even can choose a reward. Magnets.
To ensure your child is always successful, consider having a special reward for him or her with you whenever and wherever they successfully wear a face mask or shield. And that's it. That's how we build our children's tolerance to wearing a face mask or shield.
Pop quiz. Bob wants to start teaching his 3-year-old son Matt to tolerate wearing the face mask. Bob started with the introduction step where he places the mask on Matt's face and removes it after. At the first trial, Bob noticed that when he placed the mask on Matt's face, Matt immediately pulled the mask band on each side and looped them around his ears. What can Bob then do following this observation? Restart the practice at the same step, change reinforcer used, begin the imitation step, or start to lengthen the duration of wearing the mask. That's right. Seeing that Matt is already able to cope having the mask on his face and the bands looped, Bob can then begin increasing the duration of wearing the mask with the aim of Matt being able to tolerate wearing the mask whenever he's out. Anne's daughter Marie has been having great success in her practices wearing the face mask through the imitation step. Marie is able to tolerate wearing the mask for 2 minutes. In a new trial, Anne wanted to see if Mary could do more, and she then started the timer at 7 minutes. After wearing the mask for 3 minutes, Marie started banging the table, pulled the mask off, and threw it away before running off the table. What can Anne do in future practices? Stop practicing entirely, go back a few steps and restart at the duration where Marie is successful, use stronger rewards, or use more visuals. That's right, jumping to a 7-minute point was too big of a jump when Marie was only able to wear the mask for as long as 2 minutes. Anne could go back a few steps to perhaps at 2 minutes to rebuild Marie's success and continue the practices, but with gradual increase in duration.
Now it's your turn. Check if your child is able to tolerate wearing either the face mask or the face shield, and if they are, for how long. Next, break down this skill and start building your child's tolerance to wearing the face mask or shield. Remember to always look into the 3 key strategies of ABA: break skills down, reinforcement, and practice. Also, once your child is able to do this successfully at home, try to be consistent with a simple reminder and rule utilizing the first then system. First wear a mask, then go out. And basically stick to this rule when they need to wear their mask outside for now, and depending of course on the healthcare regulations. So that's it in our 3rd lesson on coping with the pandemic, wearing face masks and face shields. In our next lesson, we will look into teaching your child how to use hand sanitizers. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, do check out our free online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the corresponding articles and necessary downloadables for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay updated.